Hey everyone, welcome back to Death Must Die's Act 3. Today we're going to jump on Kront and do a powers build using this game's version of the Bibles from Vampire Survivors. So this thing is a T2 unique called the Tomes. We're going to have 7 of these things spinning around us. So I'll show you the skill tree setup for this one first. We're on the left side to take life. Armor, can't be stunned or frozen, taking their life regeneration. And this one over here is important. Overpower, your attack and power damage increase for every life point you have. Then we're taking Ancestral Knowledge, so when a power triggers, there's a chance it triggers an additional time. Also taking the Master and Legend offers, I only got 2 points here because I wanted to put all the points into Behemoth Heart. Then we got 2 for the power slots, and then Pulverize for barrier and boss damage. Then I've just taken Pull Range and additional alterates from the skill tree there. So the gear setup is pretty interesting on this one. We're going to use the Living Armor here, so your armor bonuses convert to life instead at an increased rate. As you can see, we got over 2,100 life, got 4.2 life regen, going in with 626 power damage with +3 power projectile count. So to achieve this, we're using the big head. This is 300 armor. We are sitting at -20 experience gain. So if you wanted to sub in something like the gloves that give you 25% more experience, you could totally do that on this build. However, this setup seemed to be really fun and effective with the extra projectile count as well, is really nice. We're using another T2 unique here, the Bigfoot, which is giving us an additional 28% life. I put the red, green, blue ring on because we need the rerolls and stuff. As you can see, without it, we wouldn't really have that many. And then I've just taken a weapon that has power damage. Just one roll with cooldown reduction. You could definitely get a better one for this build. However, this is the best one that I have for the build at the moment. One extra power projectile is coming from this piece here, and that's just about it. I've got Be Afraid over here. Now, you don't really need this perk. I've got this belt on just for the extra armor it's providing. You could totally sub this one out for something else if you wanted to. And then I just got the big pearl for the master offers. So the idea of the build here is we're going to try and take Nin, Crom, and a gear, and we're going to use their powers. This is a really fun sort of setup. Guys, if you enjoy the Bible Kront power build here, hit subscribe to help the channel grow. So as you can see, we yeah, we got a few of them to start with, which is pretty fun. We can just sort of pulverize everything as we go here. So we'll try and get the god setup that we want. Let's see how many ults we have to use early game here. Now you could technically take some of the other gods if you really wanted to. I want to get rid of blades, and we'll just see if we can get something higher to show up here. We could just take the attack. It's probably worth just grabbing a master level attack while it's on offer early game. So let's do that. Yeah, our attacks, they have pretty decent damage due to overpower, but it's not really the main focus of the setup here. The main focus is going to be the powers. Okay, Agir shows up. He does not have what we want, unfortunately. Let's get rid of some and see if we can maybe roll him for what we want. Ew, not really. Maybe we save one of our ults there too. Okay, we got the water octopus. Beautiful. All right, master as well. Excellent. This is a really good start. We're gonna try and get Nin and go for the rocks as well. It's a really fun combination. And then if we can get the grappling hook from Crom, our setup will be almost complete. Okay, Nin does show up. Okay. Ooh, all right. We did get a little bit lucky here, but you know what? We're definitely gonna take this start. This is fantastic. All right, beautiful. Okay, so you can sort of see the idea of the build coming online very early here, which is really good for us. Let's do a little bit of node farming. Why not? Since we have the really good setup already, and yeah, we're just gonna buff up our powers here pretty early on. Yeah, so I did a test run or two of this build, and man, it is very fun and pretty effective as well. So you don't necessarily need the extra power projectile count, but it certainly does help, and it makes things feel more fun, and you know, we can escalate our damage here even more. So in terms of the other powers you could take, I mean, I would not recommend Radiance right now. It feels pretty bad in the current metagame here. It just does not do very much damage. If you are going to take an aura, Fear is the better of the two auras, but even Fear doesn't feel that great in this current patch. Maybe on a build like this, you could totally get away with it, but I think if you are going to do the auras, you do want extra power area too. I haven't really focused on power area on my setup here, so We've gone for the projectile count sort of stuff instead. I think we've got a little bit of room. We'll pick up the loot as we go here. Because we're pretty tanky and we have quite a bit of health regen as well, we should actually be pretty safe in this run. So the grappling hooks do have longer range than some of the other powers that we're using here too. So we'll see if we can get that to show reasonably early for us. We do have a little bit of legend offers too. So God of War is a potential thing that we could get here. Unfortunately, these are not really what we wanted. Now, we could alt over to the Fates right here since we have quite a lot to work with. Why don't we actually... We could also take the power area here too. You know what? I'm not opposed to doing that while it's on offer. I'm not sure how it necessarily affects these tomes. They look a little bit bigger, not a whole lot. The base area on them is very small, so taking area scaling is... It's probably unnecessary, but you know what? It's fun. So we've got enough ults left that we can still get over to the Fates if we really want to. We can use some. In terms of the evolutions for these things, you don't really have to take any. I think taking the octopus one is pretty fun. Unfortunately, you can't really evolve the tomes in because it's a gear affix as opposed to, you know, a blessing, right? So... okay, we didn't actually get anything interesting. Why don't we go over to the Face this time, if we can get them. Okay, we got 2. Rock Shield is upgraded. The rocks spin faster. So this is pretty fun. Water Octopus, it deals more damage for each empty strike slot you have. You know what? Let's take this one first. Why not? So we have 2 slots left, so we can take 1 more of the evolutions. If we still want to take the grappling hook, which I will try and get. So we'll see how we go with that. We could have rolled Crom earlier too, I guess. But it's all right. I think we're in a pretty good position early game here. We got exactly what we wanted, at least, you know, most of what we wanted early here. So we'll continue the run here. As you can see, we are pretty much at full health the whole time, and we'll just keep buffing our water octopus here. Okay, so yeah, if you wanted to, you could squeeze more experience gain on the setup as well. I prioritize getting our HP up so we could get the damage and the tankiness and the health regen and all that stuff from our skill tree. It's one of the reasons Kront is just really, really strong in the current game. He can buff both his offense and his defense at the same time just by stacking life, which makes him just very, very powerful because stacking life also makes you pretty tanky, right? So... we'll keep going here. See what else we can find on the map. We're reasonably slow. I didn't spec super hard into movement speed. So it's not a super, super fast Kront setup here, but it's definitely very effective once you sort of get it going. What do we want to do here? We could take the level up here, or we could maybe try and get the rocks. Yeah, we'll take some rocks here. Also, you don't have to attack technically on this build. Look, I'll switch it off for a second and you can see we can just use the rocks as like a secondary Bible, so to speak, which is hilarious. Or you can just attack and, you know, they'll shoot out, which, you know, either way totally works on this setup. Okay, experience game for 30 seconds. We are debuffed. All right, now we're okay now. Let's see what other interesting nodes we can find. Okay, we did get a damage one. We're reasonably close to the boss. I guess we could see what else we can find around here and then come back to the damage node. Yeah, so I guess the one thing you could do on the build is shove more experience gain on somewhere. Okay, we got the elemental force. You know what? I might get rid of fortune here. We could potentially roll and just see if we get something else higher level. We'll spend a couple here. Nah, we didn't. That's all right. We'll take the elemental force. We won't waste any more for now. We still got plenty of time left in the run, so we'll save a couple for later. I don't know. It's probably worth trying to get a higher level curiosity at some point, but if it doesn't want to show up, you know, it is what it is, I guess. All right. So yeah, I don't know, powers, Kront. So I wanted to do a power build that doesn't feature the bolts, because I think bolts are one of the more consistent feeling powers in the game. They just sort of track the enemies for you. They do pretty good boss damage. And they do it all while you're just moving around. You don't have to like be super, super close to the enemies and that sort of stuff. Okay, Stone of Power. But yeah, the water octopus here is pretty fun. This setup where you have the tomes and everything going it's pretty entertaining. We could also roll Kront-boy and try and get, I guess we could do it. Nah, he didn't give it to us. That's fine. Let's go over and yeah, we'll just buff up the water octopus. We could take some devotion type stuff here as well. I think we'll just buff up our actual blessings here at the moment. We'll maybe try and get curiosity again. We'll see if it wants to show up naturally for us, maybe. Okay, we got a bunch of damage nodes around here, huh? Let's go more damage. Yeah, so this is very much a slower moving tank sort of setup, but it still kind of works. Okay. Do we spend them to ult over to the fates right now, or do we just keep buffing what we got here? Why don't we do it? I don't know. I feel like it. We didn't get it. Ooh. Let's try again. Oh no, that's even worse. I guess we could devote to them right here. Hopefully they'll naturally show up for us a little bit more. So yeah, maybe we wasted them right there doing that, but that's okay. Hopefully that means that curiosity will just show up naturally for us and we can get some ults back. And some rerolls and banishes while we're at it. So that's the reason that I like doing it, is having the extra dice, especially when you're using your relic slot on a gimmick sort of relic like this, that does not have that many. It does have a few rerolls on there. Okay, you want to give me the curiosity? Ah, the hero's journey. We did get leg day, though. I guess let's take leg day, huh? We get the extra movement speed on these things, the rotation speed, which is pretty entertaining, I would say. Let's go find that damage node again. We'll just hover by it, I guess. So it's definitely a pretty fun setup. It's one of those sorts of builds that does not really require you to spec into experience gain and still sort of make it work, you know what I mean? So that's one of the reasons I really like it. Let's go octopus. Okay, we got a magnet. That's actually potentially useful if we left anything lying around. I don't think we really did. That's all right. Okay, we've got a few seconds until the boss. We'll just chill here for a sec. Shout out goes to, I think the username was WTF, oh no, something like that. They've suggested we do a couple of builds. I just haven't had time to get around. I mean, check out the boss kill. Look at that. Yeah, I just haven't had time to fiddle with Nixie, because Nixie's build is going to take me a bit of grinding to get the required gear. So the Nixie build they suggested was a critical hit focus build, since there is a node in Nixie's skill tree that gives you a big chunk of extra critical hit damage. So it sounds really useful. The problem is I've already done poison darts, and I could do another poison dart setup with that, but I wanted to do it a bit different, right? Unfortunately, I'm just not getting any weapons for Nixie with good crit chance rolls on it at the moment. Even the best one I have is still only like maybe 7% attack crit chance or something like that. Haven't even seen one with a strike crit chance or anything on it, so that one's been sort of on the back burner. The other one that I was going to try and do is a white only a loadout. Now, I was looking at the relic that gives you 300% attack damage when you do not have a weapon equipped. It sounds really good, but it's totally busted. It's totally broken. We could take the devotion to try and get... I don't know if I really want to devote to him. I guess we could. Not right now. Let's go the rocks. Yeah, so I just yeah, unfortunately that relic just doesn't work. It doesn't give you the attack damage boost. So I had to go back to the drawing board on that one. So that will be that one will come eventually. So I do apologize, man, that I just haven't been able to get those. particular builds out just yet. We got powers. While at 35% life or less, I don't think we're really going to be at 35% or less very much during the run, so let's not do that. Fear not, good sir. My, I have been trying to cook these builds up in the background, but the truth is some of them are just much easier to construct than others, and it is also dependent on the gear that I have at the moment, right? So I actually have to farm some white tier gear to really make it work. We could take the Nin devotion right here, though. The 30% extra damage on the rocks is going to be nice. I mean, you saw the boss melt we were able to do on the frog boy there, so it's a very, very strong build, even though we're only like level 18, which is it's pretty good. A lot of the builds, if you can't level them up higher than like, I don't know, 20 to 25 by this point of the run, you're kind of struggling. And some of the builds can even get up to like level 40 by 9 or so minutes, excuse me. Okay, so, man, just to let you guys know, I went to the doctors this morning because I've still been feeling super crook from the whatever virus I had. It feels like it's kind of gone into my chest now, which is pretty gross. So I got some lovely antibiotics to take. Hey, so that's fun. Hopefully that means within a few days it'll like settle down and stuff. More experience gain? We could take the XP gain. Why not? Help out a bit here. Yeah, so, I don't know, I've just literally taken my first dose now, and you got to be on it for like a week. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, it's been pretty, it's also, the other thing, man, it's been pretty hard to record videos while I've been really, really sick. I have to do it at a time where, like, my throat wasn't sore and all this stuff. It's just, I don't know. Behind the scenes of the channel, I've been struggling in the last like 2 weeks just to keep the videos going, which might not seem the case given that I was able to, for the most part, get a video out every day. So it has been way more of a struggle than it seems. I'll just say that. I appreciate everyone who checked out the Halls of Torment character tier list. We did. If you guys want to see one for Death Must Die, let me know with a comment down below. I've been thinking of doing one for the channel as well, for Death Must Die. So there's less characters in this game at the moment than there is in Halls of Torment. So it probably won't be a very long video or anything, but I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll be interesting to see, now that I've played quite a bit across all the characters, I think it's pretty obvious some of the characters' skill trees are much stronger than others in the current form of the game, the current meta game. You know, like, for example, Nixie has some really strong setups. I think the poison darts in particular feels really, really good. The one I haven't messed with yet is the Shadow Shift. What's it called? Shadow Shift? Shadow Step? God, I can't remember what it's called. That one I haven't messed around with yet, so if you guys have a really good setup for the Shadow Step Nixie, feel free to let me know. But aside from that, ooh, okay, I guess we can just take a landslide, right? Doesn't hurt to just throw a landslide on them, but we don't want the Earth Spike because that'll decrease our power damage a bit. Okay, I'll take a landslide. That's fine. Yeah, so some of these higher tier enemies are pretty much the only ones that will be able to damage you on this build, which is kind of hilarious because and the only reason is because they charge you from so far away. As you can see, they die very quickly anyway. I think the horde waves are particularly satisfying on this build because they just run at you and they get absolutely minced. It's pretty fun. I don't know. I haven't played Vampire Survivors for a long time. If there are any folks out there who are currently playing Vampire Survivors or have checked out the most recent update, I'd like to know how you guys feel about it. Is it worth jumping into? I haven't played it. I mean, I played it on the channel a little bit when one of the other updates came out, but I gotta be honest with you guys, that game, it feels like it's almost impossible to lose once you've unlocked all of the like arcane cards and all the meta progression stuff.
Have a drink on me.
Even on some of the challenge levels, it's not that. Ooh, High Tide. All right, so guys, High Tide is really, really good when you have a bunch of strike slots that you're specifically trying to not use. That's a significant boost to our damage there, so that's nice. Oh yeah. Over 100k on one of the hits. I'm not sure what's doing that much damage, but... Okay, yeah, as you can see, we just sort of minced through absolutely everything. Very good. See how the tree boss goes next. We're getting kind of close. I guess I'll take the heart too while we're there. Okay, do you want to give me the grappling now? No, he does not. I guess we could take a little devote to him right here and try and get it. Since the face is just never showing up again for us here at the moment, it is what it is. Sometimes they show up with curiosity straight away. Sometimes you just never see it at least at higher level. We saw it at white level, but it's not really what I'm looking for. Okay, looks like we might have a... Oh no, we got a... a brutal archer wave. I guess these guys can tag you up on this build, since you are pretty close range, so that's... Okay, we did get it, but it's at white level. I think we just take Warpact instead, right? I'm gonna get greedy, and we'll see how we go. As you can see, though, it's really not too bad. Even with the annoying archers, they do tag you up a little bit. I don't see a damage node anywhere around us for the boss. That would be nice. What do we have down here? A flower. Heal on level. Okay. So with the archers, I mean, on a lot of the builds, you can just sort of ignore them and run away. You know, you don't have to. You can totally try and 1v1 them. Let's go damage. Unfortunately, I haven't seen another damage node. What do we have over here? One last chance. Got XP gain. Okay, we got a blue grappling. All right, I guess we take you. Okay. So the grappling's pretty fun on this setup as well. Would it be nice to see a master one? Also, as the master grapple does do pretty big damage. The base damage on that thing is really pretty good. Okay, why don't we go more XP? Okay, I'll just take more XP. Oh, hey, buddy. Just melt through Mr. Scarecrow for a hot second. All right, nice. All right, I mean, sub 10-second kills here without really having to try very hard is very good. So as you can see, it is a very strong sort of setup. It is definitely a closer range setup. Now the rocks and the what do they call, the grappling hook do sort of go out and give you some more range. So it is nice to have those on the build. Again, you don't specifically have to go for this combination. However, if you are going to do the tomes, you may as well take the rocks with it, I think. They just, you know, they go very, very well together. And I like the grappling hook. I don't know, it feels pretty good overall. The base damage on it, especially when we go more damage. Yeah, the base damage on it's pretty high, especially if you get a master one going. I'm not opposed to just taking the Warpack. It is what it is. At this point, we should have plenty of damage and survivability here. As you can see, we're level 27, so it's not a build that levels super fast. You can make it level faster if you pump on more experience gain. So you could totally sub some more XP gain on some of your items if you really want to. Totally unnecessary to get this done, though, and to have fun. In terms of the other powers, I mean... As we discussed before, I don't think the auras feel that great right now. If you're going to take them extra area, it's really, really nice to have. I think Legong's power is an obvious one because it just tags the enemies for you. You don't have to aim or get close to the enemies or anything. It just happens while you're moving around. It's good for boss damage as well. So summers are interesting, but they are chance-based, so you do want to spec the luck more if you are going to take those ones. Could a combust and flare combo? I mean, that's pretty fun, though, don't get me wrong. I guess we'll just take the level up there. We don't want to fill our strike slot. It'll decrease our damage, so... what other powers are there in the game at the moment? So Winters, again, is a luck-based sort of one. It's not bad. It's luck-based, though. And then, I'm just trying to think. What else? What else do we have? Okay, let's level up the grappling hook. You can see it blue level 2 is still... It does some decent base damage, but... If you get it up to master, I can't remember what the total damage on level 10 is, but it goes like well over like 2,000 or something, I think, which is pretty good for a base damage on a power, especially considering you can have multiple projectiles on it. You can upgrade it. You can use the evolution to get even more projectiles on it. I don't know. We don't really need the XP. I guess we'll just take a chunk of XP there. Why not? Unfortunately, we have to take something here, huh? I guess we could take charge, and it's another close range thing. We will remove a slot, so it's a little bit less prime damage, which is unfortunate, but it's alright. Okay, it is a close range option though, so it does sort of synergize with our build a little bit. Yeah, so maybe we ended up wasting... Maybe we should have used more rolls to try and get curiosity. We should have been a little bit more aggressive with that tactic, but it's alright. We also have intentionally taken in a relic that doesn't have very many ults and rerolls and stuff on it. We're not really going to be at less than 35 very much, but we can take the armor just in case, I guess. I don't think the final boss is going to last long enough to get us down under 35% HP. Okay, ooh, hello. We did get a curiosity right here. Here's the thing, right? We could take damage. We only got a couple of minutes left here. Is it really worth taking the curiosity at this point, or do we just buff up our big damage here? The rock shield spinning even faster is really fun too. You know what? Let's take leg day from Nin. We could turn off our attack too, so we can actually see them spinning super fast and not actually shooting them around, which is kind of fun. Yeah, look at that. All the chains going off as well. Not the chains, the grappling hooks. Look how many of them we get. Nice. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys have tried Ancestral Knowledge Kront in recent times. It's very, very fun. Very strong and powerful kind of build here. Let's go the rock shield since we upgraded that. We could have taken the other one for more damage, but you know what? The the amount of these things rotate now is pretty fast. It's going significantly faster than the tomes as well. Man, I'm not sure if you can increase the velocity of the tomes. I don't think power velocity is really a thing. Why don't we take the damage boost there? That's 20% for our, what's it called? Our octopus thing. Okay, so these guys can damage you a little bit. But again, we have so much HP that they can't really kill you. Okay, we've got a couple more nodes we can potentially get. Another reroll, so that's kind of nice. Excuse me. Okay. We could roll, we could take the area right here, make them bigger. Yeah, so the as I said before, the base area of these things is actually really low, so... attack speed, movement speed... I guess we just take attack speed. It's totally useless if we're not even currently attacking, which is hilarious. So. You don't actually need to really attack on this build. I mean, it helps, I guess. It will shoot the rocks out for you, which is one of the functions of the rocks. But as you can see, if they just rotate around you, they do some damage for us here as well. So we could take War Pact. At this point, I think we'll just take the Warpack damage. I mean, because it'll affect everything versus the boss, right? So we'll do that. Excuse me, can you stop charging me? Thank you. Got negative movement speed. That sucks. Minus damage for our summons. Well, we don't really have any summons. Okay, we've got a big tree guy over there, but I want to see what this is. See if we can get a damage node for the final section here. I guess we take leg day again, right? Let's make him spin even faster. Let's go. Check that out. It's leg day every day. Nice. Okay, we've got 2 nodes left. Can we get anything good? What do we got down here? An enclave? Sure. And a simple chest. Okay, well. Maybe we've got time for one more. What do we got? Now you give us the rolls? Thanks, guys. Let's take the ult, I guess. That would have been nice to have like 5 minutes ago, but you know what? It is what it is. It's RNG at the end of the day. Okay, I'm not going to pop that one because that'll probably give us negative movement speed. It's a pretty high chance it'll give us negative movement speed. Okay. Octopus base damage or 4% damage? Let's take the base damage and the cooldown there. Okay, we're at the final boss. Where did she go? Says it is a build. We have to get closer to her. But as you can see, it's basically a freebie here. I mean, she can't really do a whole lot. There we go. We absolutely destroyed her. I didn't even have my attack on. We totally could have turned our attack on to help out there too. So, as you can see, guys, it's a super fun build. There's some casual landslides going off at the end there. Can I even collect the loot? Yeah, just in time. Just so it doesn't trigger anyone watching out there. Okay, we only hit 78 million. I actually got over 104 million in my my other test run, so that's interesting. I think I had the grappling hook leveled up to master level 8 or something in that run, though. So, yeah, you can see the tomes, unfortunately, not really doing that much damage, but early on, they were melting through the skeletons and stuff. So, water octopus, rock shield. It's a really fun setup. Very cruisy at Darkness 100. As you can see, Kront is just... He's so powerful, man. He's definitely a very strong character. Okay, we've got an interesting dice here with some expert offers. It's kind of cool. Okay, attack speed, master and legend together. That's nice. More attack speed over here. Okay, adept offers with rerolls and ults. All right. Critical chance and attack speed. Okay, these are just some random stuff I already had in my inventory. There you go, guys. If you enjoyed that one, smash like and subscribe for me. As I said, I am trying to cook up those other 2 builds, but in the meantime, if you guys have anything else you want to see for Death Must Die, just let me know with a comment down below. With that being said, hope you all have a fantastic, amazing day. Take it easy.